All right, so hopefully we'll see Marvel vs. Capcom 3 in MLG or WCG, as we know that the games that's in those leagues, such as Tekken and Super Smash Bros. Brawl, bring in a lot of numbers, and they have a lot of money to give away. But as we all feel, Marvel will bring in two times the numbers, and hopefully that money will be two times as well. But let's talk about the East Coast scene in terms of factions or clans or other gaming organization, development brands, and so forth. A video was put out 2 months ago by the owner of DMG, um, criticizing and ridiculing me. That's Triforce behind the camera. Yes, I'm talking about my direction with Empire Arcadia, and pretty much, we want to talk about a couple of things that he mentioned. One of them was about some of the private affairs that I've had, which is speculations, right, with no evidence to prove, but a bunch of, you know, unprofessional trolling people who want to hype up drama. Um, what is your thoughts about that sucker punch against Empire Arcadia?
You know what it's like the community is the girl, and Empire Arcadia is a guy, and DMG is a guy, and they're both trying to get that girl. And Empire Arcadia just goes to the girl and talks about the girl and themselves, and the DMG guy goes to the girl and talks about the Empire. They make themselves look better. That's how pretty much I took that video. Is that, you know, you're focusing on Empire Arcadia, like, for what? Like, your main thing should be the fighting game community. Like, it's like, they should understand, like, we've been here for almost a decade. What you're saying is nothing new, it's nothing different, it's nothing fancy, you know, you just whipped it up and wrapped a different wrapping around it, and that's it, and everything. So I feel like if you want to really make an impact, focus on your goals and what you want to do with your company, and don't worry about Empire Arcadia. If you feel that Triforce is a bad businessman or doesn't know how to handle his players, then if he's so bad, then his company will fall. You know, you know. People thought when Justin Wong left to go to Evil Genius that the company was over, but we're still here. They think when people exposed any personal things that happen in Triforce life on the internet and make videos about it with their own BMG soundtrack and their own track listing or whatever they want to do, they think that's going to hinder it into Empire Arcadia. That's Empire Arcadia is still here. So, you know, I think people should just realize by now, like, if you want us to die, then just leave us alone. You just, whatever they try to do to us, all you really do is just add fuel to the fire. And people who even have half a brain just realize that, you know, you have a hard on for us, and you won't let go. You know, people, I feel like people who come at us with no real reason, or, you know, or no valid fact, it's like, you know, it's beyond haters. When y'all pretty much are like a scorned girlfriend. That's just mad at us for no reason. And, you know, and then as of late, these past 6 months, as I've been seeing on Shoryuken or YouTube, people making their own videos and things like that, or, you know, the one on Empire, or one on Express Arcade where that kid, I forgot his name, whatever, it doesn't really matter, that was saying that Empire Arcadia was a pyramid scheme. I'm like, really? A pyramid scheme? Like, where would you come up with this stuff from? And then what makes it so silly is that he had no real experiences with the Empire. He's just going on what he heard. I should just tell you something. You know, if you're gonna have something to say about us, say it from your own experience with us. That way, at least that way, be valid and have some, you know,
Credibility or something.
exactly. But you're just going on hearsay and not your own experiences. And it just shows, you know, your emotional attachment you have for us and how much you want us to see fall. And then you're mad that we're here, then let alone still be successful and still get where we want to go. You know, it hurts their soul. And then as far as for DMG, like, have no real issue with what that video was. It's just, I really didn't care what the video had to say. I mean, I would care what it had to say if it was about DMG, but you're talking about somebody, you're just talking about Empire Arcadia, like, your main focus should be on your company, not somebody else. And and that right there is a bad business move. Since the guy who posted it said he's a better businessman than Triforce. Well, what you're doing is really not showing how you're a better businessman. The only thing you're really showing is that you're playing a little kid game by going on YouTube and posting out your feelings. If you honestly have something to say or whatever, you can see Triforce at any major tournament because he's there, or you can contact him personally and say how you feel. Pretty much you going online doing that, all that does is expose it to you that you want people just to ride with you, and you want to have people who doesn't like Triforce Empire in general just to have your back. Like what you're saying, like pretty much what I get from what you're saying. Like, you don't care what you're saying. All you want to do is people get hype over that, and you will try to lead the pack, so it can make your company look good. And then in essence, it just shows that your company is weak, because you need to try to get at us to make yourself popular. It's the same situation with with Jay-Z. People only get hype on the camera when they mention his name. So he's pretty much doing the same thing. So when videos like that come along, I'll look at them for entertainment purposes. But at the end of the day, it's just sad. Like, if you're a real business or you're trying to do something in the community, work with the community. Don't worry about what's going on over here in Triforce and Empire Arcadia as a whole. We're so bad, and we're so this, that, and the third. We would have been crumbled, but we're going on 10 years strong and counting, and I don't really see anything on where we're going to stop if we make ourselves stop, and we're not going
Okay,
to do that.
and we have about 2 minutes here left. The last thing I want to talk about is poaching. A lot of these groups that are now being formed have contacted many players in the Empire and tried to poach these players to add a foundation to their faction, their brand name, and so forth, so that they could find a way in competitive gaming. For the most part, me personally, I like the fact that some of them have started without those players. But what's your thoughts about these groups trying to take from what Empire Arcadia has and create a foundation for themselves?
Well, it goes back to what I was talking about in the Clone Wars. When people used to get on Empire Arcadia about, like, oh, you're just trying to take these players away and just, throw money in their face, or, whatever sponsorship, so they could be on your group. And then, now people were doing the same thing. I mean, not for nothing, when I was at Seasons Beatings with IFC Yipes, a few game organizations over there try to ask them to jump ship. I mean, I'm not even gonna say no names because it really doesn't matter, because it happens everywhere. But it is what it is. But it's just funny. It's just funny because if we do that, then At will get that. If we do that in a tournament, like let's say over in Seasons Beatings, one of us went up to someone like Filipino Champ and accidentally Borderland Gaming to come with us. That will go on Facebook, Twitter, SRK, Event Hubs, and everything. But if the roles were reversed and they did that to us, no one would know about it. No one would know about it, no one would care, or people will encourage it and tell Yipes, yeah, join. You know what I mean? It just shows that people just have a personal issue with us and in general. But then, as far as the poaching thing in general, it's like, it's just really pointless. Like, there's really no need to that. Like, you're turning this into national sports, or college basketball players or football players have great stats, and next thing you know, all these sports agents are trying to run at them, offer them deals and everything to either get out, either go straight to the major leagues, or go here or go there. So every time which I take coaching, I mean, obviously it's going to be a part of the community now because a lot of money is being made in the community now. So things like this is not going to die out. So I just feel like us as our Empire Kitty as a whole, and even game, even other game organizations out there, like you just have to be you have to be careful. You got to make sure the players you hire are signed by you contractually, by contract, and not to mention above all else, they have to be loyal. As you know, if that wasn't the case, then if perfect example, if Yice wasn't loyal to us, I probably would not be Empire IFC. It would be something else.
All right. So, you want to give any shout outs or any thanks to anybody?
I'd like to give a shout out. To Team Seattle. Right. Especially Rotron, because if it wasn't for him coming to ECC, I wouldn't be picking Sentinel like I am now these days, and probably would not got third at season's beginning. So I'll give a shout out to him. I'll give a shout out to Avad. I would give a shout out to Avad. He pretty much he made what I started with the money matches a household brand thing in Marvel, and this is where you get your great grudge matches and your $20K $1,000 bets that you see in major tournaments and everything. And I'd like to give a shout out to Raw Gameplay for being the East Coast version of G4 TV. I'd like to give a shout out, of course, to Empire Arcadia and my own group, the Syndicate, and everything. I'd like to give a shout out to Team West Coast, mainly Neo, and the most controversial player around, Fnatic, and the other labels, MVC2 Titan, Chris Schmidt. But, keeping the hype alive over in the West Coast. I feel like it's dying down over there, and that's about it.
All right, thank you, Desmond. We will look forward to seeing you in the future.
Well, of course.